All right. So we'll just set these guys equal here. So we're going to say if resp.users equals null or resp.users.size. No. Alright, so that will... That'll give us all the account information back, which is excellent. Alright, so fetch stat history needs kind of the same treatment. And then we need the get interval stat leaderboard. God, look at all that code. Are you not entertained by your leaderboards? Because there's a shitload of work that went into it. Get interval stat leaderboards. Gotta keep going. We got the results and all the mission stuff as well, kind of banged out as. Yeah, it looks good. Get intervals. Intervals are interval stat leaderboard. All right, here we go. Hello, Vic145. Thank you for hosting. I do not know if I know you. Otherwise, if you're just hosting randomly, thank you. We'll get all the people watching me type away and slowly die in my chair. Hopefully also get the game working. So we're going to need a list of users here. Thank you, Vic145, for following. We're getting all the followers. How many followers do I even have? I haven't even looked in a while. Since I just do boring coding stuff, right? I got like 250 followers. What? What stuff am I doing? I'm working on this game called Dashkin, which is kind of a high-speed arcade soccer game. The game website, you can check out kind of the history of the development there if you want. And our game is currently in early access. It's an Unreal 4 game. It's kind of a multiplayer online arcade soccer. And right now I'm working on the complex score screens. So this will take just a second to load up. because Unreal 4 editor. So what it looks like right now is we've got the stats. Yeah, failed to fetch stats 403. I'm not logged in. So right now it's just on our website. We'll be going to Steam once we have a kind of a complete game, or more complete than this. But so right now, looking at kind of the global rankings, and right now we just have like the user ID and all the information, and we can sort by like your score or your win percentage and wins, or your goals and assists, your accuracy, your how much. This is for zealots. So this is how many matches you played, so you can see who's playing the most. And then we have our win streak, and right now nobody has a win streak. So this is like official versus private servers. So we need to get all this stuff set up. Yeah, Adam made the stats look really nice. People were asking why I used all those stupid colors, and I think he explained it pretty well, which was so he has to go fix it and make it look good. He kept trying to click and drag on this thing, and I'm not really sure why clicking and dragging doesn't work, but So we'll see. We can like page through our stats. I need to add like the loading screen in there. Some of that. But it's almost done, which is cool. So, which is basically this giant document has everything that has gone into the stats so far. And at the moment, we've got all these screens that exist, and we're just getting the last bits in there for all the information. Okay, so I need to fill out all the users that we're actually snagging. I guess the easiest thing to do would be go through all the leaderboards, but let's see if there's anything that was easy to do. Difference here, of course, is the leaderboard users I don't like have a nice passed in expected. I guess I just go through every single thing and just do it that way. Alright, so that should load all our users and package up our response, which is good. So I need to edit the platform manager. I also need to edit the transformation utils, and I need to add the account information. Yeah, see, I've got these to-dos here. Get the username. Yeah, so I purposely make those UI screens look pretty bad. And I also try to have those big colors to kind of give them a visual hint as to what sections actually exist. So it'd be like, well, this is kind of the right panel for stats. You know, that's like a thing. Everything in there needs to fit in that box. Kind of the same across all of it. Okay, so this is the game utils. We need the transformation utils. So intervals are okay. Intervals is fine. We need the stat profile. We're going to need to have const array of u platform. I guess it's full user account. Alright, so accounts for that. We've got the account information there. Okay, so this is the, we need the stats. So we have the accounts here. So we have accounts. Okay, well, I think I got that guy. So now this should blow up over inside of the platform manager. Update 5 is coming up. We're going to release all this stuff and we'll have stats. And we'll see if everything works. That's another thing. I need to go start the servers in the test environment. Just get those things back up and running. So let's start those things up. There it is, start. Alright, so test environment will come up sometime. Account redefinition. Did I already have it here? Yeah, I didn't need it. User stats, user stat leaderboard account. Alright, so that should have everything, but we're not actually pulling our information out of it yet. Alright, I think we're going to have another thing here. It's starting to adopt a lot of Unreal syntax stuff very slowly into how I work. Okay, so we need to do account get underscore account ID. Okay, so that'll snag the full account. All right. So we need to call this fill username, and we'll fill this thing out. So there's just a lot of data transformation in order to get all this stuff into usable information. Just massive amounts of it. And collecting data from various parts of the database and online systems is just pulling teeth. Like, there's just so much, because everything has to work in its own special way and be cached in its own format. Be backwards compatible, be forwards compatible. It's mind-boggling. How come I always spell account account? So what this thing is going to need to do is, we've got these user account mapping, star mapping, full account, get account mappings. So let me take a look at these user account mappings. Looks like it's external source. And this is going to be get external name. I think that's it. I think we got it. I guess except for here. I think that'll do it. Alright, so let's see. Get account ID should be a function, I believe. Man, if I had to write all this stuff by hand for all my network calls, I'd be still working at Amazon. Alright, so that's booted up. So let's go to our stats history screen. JS. What's the stat leaderboard line? It's username, and then yeah, it is. Alright, so this guy here needs to be replaced. I left myself a few hints on all these things. And stats history needs the username. And we never set it. We never set it. I believe that's the correct thing. Anyway, let's make sure everything is built. Let's make sure that our server's actually running. Let's make sure we're hitting local. And let's boot it up and see what we got going on. All right. Should automatically log in after we take our precious time loading all of our textures. Oh man, there's my name. Okay, Sexton user stats. Okay, Sexton in the top right. Alright, let's go to our need another account. Which means I need to stop this thing and boot up with my other account. Set dev login to false. Okay, so for the stats profile screen, using custom user ID, okay, so we need to go to the stats history. Load stats for interval this user ID. Alright, so we'll do that. So we will actually load for specific user IDs in there. So we need to alright, so extra data is going to be equal to this object. So pass in our extra information if we need it. And we've got our user ID in there as well. So theoretically, our UI screens are fully hooked up for viewing other people's account information and profiles. The other thing I need to do is I need to kill my server here. I need to remove the access gating from this thing. Where is it? It's in the stat service. Yeah. So a lot of this stuff needs to be anonymous. Yeah, so anonymous there. Let's go to our stack calls. Let's just make sure that there is... Yeah, a lot of this sort of stuff here. Complete stats is not anonymous, but I shouldn't, if I'm going to be using this pattern, I should pretty much enforce it everywhere. Alright. Alright. So I think that should do it. So that'll allow anonymous calls for these requests, and that should mean that I don't have to be logged in to fetch this, and we fixed it so that's possible, so we don't have to be logged in. The reason we don't want to have to be logged in to view stats and leaderboards for other accounts is because we want to be able to see who's like the top scorer, even if you're not online. You know, even if you're not logged in. You can't report stats if you're offline, but you should be able to browse other people, and you can't fetch like their complete account information. Just, you know, if you're on the leaderboard, you can find your Twitch username. That's it, you know, which is a public piece of information anyway. So I don't know. Which also brings up some stuff I might have to worry a lot more about the deletion. It's possible to delete your Brackensack account, and it basically puts it in a holding pool for... It deletes the mapping currently, so now it like the account exists, but there's no connection to it. And then we write that, we should go delete that data later. Kind of the idea being somebody might hit delete and then be like, oh shit, I didn't mean to delete that. Then we could go recover it. But we do actually want to then go scrub all the database stuff, right? So I'm not exactly sure about all the legal requirements around all that, since we don't have any PII other than like your Twitch account name. But I'll probably have to think about that more. Alright, so ambientenergy101, we have no stats. Script error 0. Why are we blowing up on our stat rankings? Extra data is not defined. But now that we'll have leaderboards where you can actually discover previous people, it's more of a thing there where you could theoretically see, oh, this person played this game. I think that's all we have to do. I don't know, I'm not too incredibly worried about that at the moment. Alright, so offline stats. I can fetch all the information. Can I fetch this person, K Sexton? Yes, I can fetch information on that person. Can I get their specific history for K Sexton? Very good. Yes, it does have their history, not mine. So let's log in as ourselves. So my user stats, I've got nothing. So let's go play a game. Fucking bots. Ah, you got it. How dare he? I know they were going for the ball. And they hit me. Ah! I was setting up for a shot, you bastard. There we go. Alright, let's win this. Just beating the shit out of me. not happy. Fuck off. Well, we won anyway. Alright, so let's go look at our stats. Let's see, 100% win streak. Got all that stuff. What was my accuracy? 33%. Not bad. User history stats. Yeah, we got nothing going on for all that. Let's go to our leaderboards. All-time private. We've got myself highlighted. I can go into K Sexton, look at that. I can go into ambient energy, and that looks correct. Oh man, I got the win streak high score right now. 5 matches versus 1. Well, that's pretty cool. Alright, so the next thing is we need a loading screen for the stats for all these guys. Now I could just push and pop loading. Or we could have something a little bit nicer. I guess we'd want something that would go over this big thing here and have some sort of loading on it. And I pretty much want to cover all the buttons with it. Like, I don't want it to be the full screen loading panel though. So let me think. Well, let's concentrate on one thing at a time. Let's do this screen first. So the refresh button. Stats profile screen. I need to just close. Well, before I forget, I need to fix the config for the test environment and for the other environments. So let's do that. So that's above AppMaster. We need the user cache. Good. Okay. So that's set up. So let's close all the things. I mean, for this one, for this loading, we can actually just do the real loading dialog, I believe. So what's the JavaScript for that? All right. All right, so load profile data. Okay, so we'll get that information going on there. So let's make sure it works. So what it looks like here is just this refresh like that.